Welcome once again. This is the narrator himself, Mr. O, and welcome once again to another episode of White Thugs Friday 2.0. And the picture that you see here of this mother sucker, this motherfucking Duck Dynasty, Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper looking fucker. I don't know why I say Bray Wyatt, because I like Bray Wyatt. As a wrestling fan, as a pro wrestling fan, I like Bray Wyatt. So my apologies. Let me rephrase that. Duck Dynasty is good enough. This cracker here need to be put in the gym pop, and the Black Gorilla family need to pay him a visit and beat the fuck out of him till he chokes in his own blood. I ain't talking about beat the fuck out of him and let him live another day. No. The son of a bitch needs to die. He needs to die. Period. This fool right here is Matthew Ellis. And I'm in total agreements with Tori Rain on his video when he did a video on it like that. And I said, I got to get in this on this. Because this is going to be one or two part of my White Thugs Friday thing. Because something else just came up not too long ago, just a few seconds ago now, on concerning the Keebler elf, aka the Golem. If you know who I'm talking about, you know, put it in the comments. Matthew Ellis, this happened here in Virginia, 27 years old. The bitch don't look like no 27. The motherfucker look like he about 45. You know, basically harassed a black woman. This is in Virginia now. Followed her, dragged her out the car. And I think what happened was a couple of individuals intervened and stopped it. Luckily for the sister to escape, thank God she's alive. And then when the police arrived, he spit on two police officers. Now, if I remember from my American government classes I took, spitting on a law enforcement officer, that is assault. But here's the funny thing. This Peckerwood is still alive. That's just a synopsis of basically what I'm saying. Let's get into the story. You know, this had happened Wednesday. A Chesterfield County, Virginia man is facing multiple charges after police said he dragged a black woman out of her car and attacked her based on her race, and then later spat on officers as he was being arrested. Matthew R. Ellis, 27. Let me rephrase. Matthew R. Ellis, 47, is facing charges of abduction and kidnapping. 2 counts of assault and battery on police officer, assault and battery that caused bodily injury in a hate crime, attempted breaking and entering, that's when he broke in the woman's car, and reckless driving in an incident that occurred May 3rd, according to WRIC. Now, according to the report, the woman was in a vehicle waiting to make her turn when the vehicle pulled up beside her and Ellis began shouting at her. That would sound like a kidnapping right there, which it is. Because like I said, you know, around April, early May, see, this is when these white supremacists start to get turned up. And it's not even summer yet, you know. Now, the woman decided to change her course and turn into the opposite direction in an effort to avoid him, according to police. Ellis, however, followed the woman and actually hit the rear of her car with his own vehicle before getting out and opening the driver's side door of the woman's car, dragging her out. Sisters, sisters. Let me stop right there. One thing I know for a fact, that in addition to Texas, to Ohio, to Michigan, even Georgia, and at one time Florida was about to make that same turn, Virginia is an open carry state. This is why I strongly push sisters, look, try to go ahead, take some classes on getting your CCW, and take some courses in learning the ins and outs, the basic fundamentals, and the use of a firearm. If you don't want to get comfortable with that, I don't care if you keep a goddamn butcher knife in your console, or keep some pepper spray, bear mace, whatever. You know, now trust me when I say this. This cracker like ain't no different from any other cracker. He's a coward. And yeah, I'm gonna keep saying cracker because that's exactly what the fuck he is. I ain't even gonna say cracker. I'm just gonna call him what he is. A fucking pink Neanderthal Caucasoid thing. You know. Now, he would never approach dead Bimbo like that had it been one or two brothers who would have been sitting up in there. I mean, real brothers. Not these moist dudes that walk around here with skinny jeans, twisting their hips and all that bullshit. No. I'm talking about some masculine, alpha black brothers who ain't gonna give a fuck, don't play that shit, beat a cracker down in a minute, and leave his ass lying in his own pool of blood. And sever his head while they at it. Let me continue before I start. The victim was fortunately able to escape, breaking free with the help of two other men and running into a nearby building where the employees locked the door. The suspect tried to force his way into the building, but the same two men who had helped the victim were able to restrain Ellis until police arrived. Now that's kind of funny. They were able to restrain him. I'm assuming it might be a couple of white guys. Might be, I don't know. Because it wouldn't have never got that far if it hadn't been me. Trust me. One officer got to the scene and started to arrest Ellis. Ellis spat on two officers. Okay, we talking about assault. Now, the investigation indicates that Ellis assaulted the victim because she is black. According to Chesterfield Police spokeswoman Liz Caroon wrote in the email to the Richmond Times-Dispatch. Caroon declined to provide what Ellis may have said or done that led to the police to the conclusion that the attack was racially motivated, citing a pending trial. Caroon noted that the woman and Ellis did not know each other, although online and court documents indicated that the two lived in the same apartment community. Like Arsenio Hall say, things that make you go, According to the Times-Dispatch. Right now, Ellis is currently being held without bail at Riverside Regional Jail pending the June 5th court appearance. Excuse me. But my thing is, I was reading the comments on this. Like, you know, here's one from Angela in Detroit. He said he is still alive after spitting on officers. Interesting. Hate crime, kidnapping, assaulting an officer. This scumbag is going to spend the next 30 years in jail. I'm glad there were people who helped the woman escape, Ellis. This from Owen Deltifer, whatever, I forgot it like that. Yeah, it's like with some more replies. I'm not going to go through all this. memes here, like, you know, I'm sure it has something to do with the healing properties of saliva. God, I tell you. Oh, this is good. Noted. I'm sure we'll be able to find room up against the wall. Actually, there's a ton of room on that wall right now. There's somebody said, and dope 45. I'll tell you, that's a good one. That's a good one. That should be a hashtag. Dope 45. I'm sorry. These jokes just... Well, I'll tell you, social media is something else. It's planning on building an even bigger one, so... Oh, then they start going all into the conspiracy like this. Now, that's something that is 30 years. Yeah. No, he's white. 10-year sentence, out in 3 for good behavior. Now, this is the same thing DNA Trump was saying. In the moment, I would have wished she had a gun. With all that baggage that entails, racists need not be afraid to approach a stranger's car. Reality, now that he's in jail, I'm very happy that he gets to spend a few decades memorizing the pores of a cement brick wall. I'm still enough of a dick to wish that he'd been made an example of, except for the damage it would have done to that poor lady's life in the aftermath. And this is another one from Jerica Trans. I'm not going to go through all these. 30 years in jail? This is not 45's America. We don't say his name. I'll be surprised if this racist scumbag gets up to 30 days in jail. And this is a good one. Yeah, oh, he's probably already got a GoFundMe page set up. I wouldn't put it past him. Now, this is something that makes sense. The lady tried to get away by driving in the opposite direction. She did all she could to avoid this mess, and he pursued her nonetheless. Pretty much a microcosm of white men versus black women in America. That's true. That is so true. That is so true. But that dope 45, oh God. Shout out to shout out to Axie_EBCIDIC for that one. This right here takes the cake. Oh man, I tell you, this deserves a star. That deserves. Oh, okay. I ain't got no Kincha account, so alright, I ain't worried about that. It doesn't matter. But nonetheless, yeah, this a troll right here. That was on Herb's website. You know, just look at the picture of this here. You know, just fat piece of shit right there. But you gotta expose him every chance you get. You know, saying that she knew Kendra Shanice Reed. You know, the young lady that was found lynched in Lexington, North Carolina. You know, she full of shit right here. Talking about saying she knew it, because me and Irvin already had said when it comes to suicide rates, according to the CDC, that the high suicide rates is among like whites, particularly white men, and Native American or Alaskan natives. When it comes to blacks, it's very low. Only ones lower than us is Hispanics. That girl didn't commit suicide. Somebody killed her. But I already explained that on my other one. But fuck this bitch. You know, nobody got time for Miss Piggy. She could, as far as I'm concerned with Kathy Silver, she could go sit her fat ass on a heroin needle, as far as I'm concerned. But this motherfucker here, like I said, you know, he need his ass whooped several ways. And I do mean several ways. Well, see, but when it comes down to like this, and this is why when I do my White Thug Friday shows, when I do these shows, do my White Thug Friday shows, yeah, this is why I do what I do. I tell everybody, all you gotta do is just go right here. Every year in October, the FBI always brings out the crime stats. Now let's look for this. Aggravated assault. This is table 43. Aggravated assault. The percent distribution, 64% of aggravated assaults are done by whites. Okay? Same as it is with rape. 68%, but still, though, it's still higher than everybody else's. And when it comes to other assaults, whites lead in that category, 65.9%. Look at that. Disorderly conduct, 64%. So to all them hate trolls, particularly coming from Stormfront, Breitbart, and all that troll y'all channels, and they want to talk about that bullshit black on black crime stuff. Let's talk about like how whites lead in mostly every major category when it comes to crime. Okay. Table 43B deal with the ones under 18 and the ones over 18. You know, so, you know, like I say, sisters, do yourselves due diligence. Start taking up firearm courses. Real talk. Because see, now that they got doped 45, oh God, I love using that. Up in there, they feel more emboldened than ever. But guess what? That dope swing both ways, because they can get hands put on them too. Because see, people like Matthew Ellis, they're cowards. They only gonna pick soft targets. And 9 to 10 is always going to be women and children. That's how Neanderthals get down. You know. And like as Cynthia G has always said, these motherfuckers ain't human. Period. Motherfucker, I mean, judging by him, I mean, he closely resembles a damn orangutan. I mean, and I'm not just saying it because he got the orange jumpsuit. But, you know, but I hope if any of the brothers who's sitting up there in the prisons put some hands on him, majorly. It's just like how that brother got a hold of Dylan Roof and beat the fuck out of him. And then on top of that, like he got enough money in this commissary to bond him out. But let me go ahead. I'm going to move on to another story. Because like I said with White Thugs, this is going to be a real big one. Real big one. And the one that caught my eye, I will be doing. I'm gonna do that one later after this one. But I just said, let me just go ahead and do these two. Because the circus that we know, that's going on in the White House, known as the Trump administration, basically has been they've been off the chain as of late. I mean, the firing of James Comey, the former FBI director. Now, look, let's just keep it 100 when it comes down to this. I'm not even finna sit up here in front, okay? We know why Comey got his pink slip, because the fact of the matter that they were closing in, they were getting close. So what better way than to get out there and cut your losses? Yeah, I'm just looking for somebody right now, and it also trickles down to that. Because the catalyst in the middle of that is Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, which he looks like a gay bird all the way through and through. And of course, Attorney General Jefferson Beauregard Sessions. I can't find his picture for nothing. I'm looking wrong. Found it. This motherfucker here, the Keebler Elf, Elmer Fudd, but I got a new name for him, the Golem. Y'all know this Jeff Sessions, and Sessions, as my brothers Red Pill and Blue Pill had already said, and I've already said weeks ago, that this man here finna go on a rampage. And now, as y'all had heard, one of my subs had hit me up via Instagram, and she told me, she sent me the article. This is about to be serious. It's about to be serious. It's about to be serious because, see, Jeff Sessions has now ordered more tougher drug crimes. So, and because since like what happened was, I'm just gonna read it from here. Seek maximum punishment for drug offenses, and one of the clearest breaks yet from the policies of the Justice Department under the Obama administration. Because since Obama had what happened was he discontinued the privatization of prisons. So that's why the jail cells are like less and less. But now with these fools back in there, see, to fill them back up, they coming up with more tougher drug charges, more tougher laws and all that. And in Jeff Sessions' words, he's targeting, you know, particularly like in the minority community. He didn't want to say black and Latino. You know, he didn't want to say that. But we know what he meant when he said meant urban. And so we know what he meant. And this is all done for profit, because I told you, the privatization of the prisons is big business. Legalized slavery. And the Grand Cyclops here is no better at it. So, you know, so he definitely once again makes one of my White Thug Friday shows, and he ain't nothing but a thug. Did y'all not listen to the letter or read the letter from Coretta Scott King, May She Rise in Power, back in 1987, that she wrote about this mother sucker? But if you don't believe me, let's get into this right now. Oh shit. Hold on, let me refresh the page. Anyway. Alright. Attorney General Jeff Sessions' predecessor says his rollback of the Obama-era charging and sentencing policy is dumb on crime. Eric Holder says Sessions is ignoring bipartisan support for sentencing changes and telling the nation's federal prosecutors to charge the most serious crimes against most suspects. The change would trigger longer prison sentences. Sessions' policy memo rescinds Holder policies that discourage prosecutors from seeking mandatory minimum sentences for some of the nonviolent, low-level drug offenders. Holder's plan, known as Smart on Crime, was an effort to ease federal prisons' overcrowding and preserve Justice Department resources for more serious violent crimes. This is probably one of the reasons why I had a whole lot more respect for Eric Holder. Now, he says Sessions' policy is an ideologically motivated cookie-cutter approach that's only been proven to generate unfairly long sentences. Holder says that Sessions' memo will spend money on incarceration rather than more pressing needs. Yeah, it's a whole lot here. But I'm going to leave the link in the description for it. But I'm just going to go through a little bit of it. Now, he's saying that that prosecutors should charge suspects with the most serious crime is a quote-unquote key part of 45's promise to keep America safe. Safe from who? Sessions on Friday explained his new memo to prosecutors, saying a tougher approach is necessary for public safety. He cited the country's opioid addiction and rising murder rates in cities such as Chicago and Memphis, Tennessee. Once again, Chicago. They use Chicago as their talking points. See what I mean? All that shit set up down there in Chicago. Shipping guns in there. Shipping this in there. But see, now that you got not only the them, but you also got the ACLU. I'm just gonna leave the link in the description because this is a lengthy one, very lengthy one. But I'm gonna leave the link in the description for y'all. So like that. But this is all this in a nutshell. I'm just gonna read this one. That one of my subs sent me, and from one of my good friends and buds, Raymond Benzino. Cause so he said, like, look, good morning. So meanwhile, everybody is turning up at the clubs and in the studio. It's about to be a real problem for Black and Latino men. Y'all better pay attention. This is going to lead to more prison time, more snitching on one another, more broken families, and a bunch of serious problems in our communities. Correct. Prison population has gone way down, as well as the privatization of jails were discontinued during the Obama administration. Now Trump and Sessions are allowing the privatization of prisons back once again, meaning more Black and Latino men will be targeted to filling themselves, and this is done strictly for profit. So my advice to y'all, yeah, be careful out there, man. As Ice Cube once rapped about, once again, it's on. Like I said, I've met and I stayed in touch with Benzino, one of the realest dudes that's ever been around with. Used to be the head man for a rap group from out of Boston back in from early '89 to the early '90s. Almighty RSO. But unfortunately, it's gonna be some coons that's gonna come out there, and that's from Benzino's Instagram page. In case y'all want to know where I read that from, that's where one of my subs, she got it from me from. Okay, and I see one coon that's on here. Okay, by the name of Bonds Hustler, and he was telling something, he trolling over here to Bay Kids Mouth. So kill your own people so that you can buy new Jordans and trick on thoughts. Smart. Nah, bro, no excuses at all on that one. So I don't know where they addressed it at. So Benzino responded to him, and he said, like, look, I'm just reading it off my phone here, folks. I'm reading it off my phone here. He said, look, man, I'm not going to go ahead here and debate about this. I'm from a place where there are no jobs, education system's not working, after school programs are being phased out, systems and laws that target bait Black and Latino people, such as the child support system that takes away a man's license and passports away, which almost makes it impossible to be a productive citizen. And at last but not least, the entire justice system is set up for Black and Latino men to be basically bodies for profit and thousands of jobs for white America. The shit you saying about minority men is insulting and disrespectful. And I don't have the patience for uncle to sell motherfucker sell MF today. So GTFO my page with your bullshit. Correct. And the Chavo was saying something to him about the 1980s crack epidemic in Boston stole my mother away from me, so she's unable to work. I disagree with the snitching. Gets real. But Benzino explains it to him, said, no, what I'm saying is the system of minority men snitching on each other are set up by the same system are set up by the same system. Let me see something. This my man Ray Benzino, man. It's one of the realest cats that's out there. Yeah, he was on Love and Hip Hop. You know that. Y'all know that. So, just get on there. Yeah, but this is just a bonus here. So, like he said, it's set up by the same system that has held your family back since day one. A kid get caught with crack who is selling it just to survive is offered 10, 20 years, and they say give us info on someone. Breaks down our communities in ways you can't imagine. Not only we being herded like cattle in the prison systems for profit, but they are purposely pitting families, friends, close relationships against each other, which never will be mended. Now, how does it make sense to allow someone to break the same law as someone else just for information? They do this to purposely break down our families. And it is working in the system. It's the system. And as you can see. Now, here's the coon again, Blonde Hustler. Yeah, he's on Instagram. I say light his ass up. He said, Director Benzino, he said, man, did you even look at my profile pic? I'm a black man too, bro. Now, see, this y'all you can tell that, if that's your profile pic, and I'm pretty sure Ray Benzino has seen it. So why would you even address yourself saying, oh, I'm a black man too, bro? Get the fuck out of here. This is a fucking troll, man. I too face the same challenges, but why sell death to your own people just to feed your family? Benzino, what if someone stole that mess to your son? Stole or sold? Yeah. His grammar is not correct. All in the name of, I need to feed my family, so I'm going to harm yours. That doesn't make sense, and you know it. I've met you several times, and I know you're a good dude with a big heart to in your messages. Lead the people the right way and quit condoning the bullshit. And bro, you know just like I do that these little dope boys don't do anything productive with the money that they make from selling death to their people. So Benzino responds to him, and he says, look, you really don't get it. So just leave it at that. These days, the color of one's face doesn't mean shit when it comes to selling out your people. You think selling drugs is what motherfuckers want to do? You on here condemning young black men but not saying shit about the racist system that has been in place since slavery. Thank God for the block button. Shoot, I wish life had block buttons. Yeah, Benzino's right. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. The Bond Hustler don't get it. Because what Benzino was saying, he don't condone it, but sometimes you put in situations like this out here in the streets, and even here, so you gotta do what you gotta do. They don't want to do that. You think these cats want to be out here on the corner selling dope? No, because the system of white supremacy does that to you. But now this is all set up and all planned. What he said about the same article I read, I'm gonna leave back there in the section. about with the Keebler Elf, you know, who basically made my White Thug Friday, along with this motherfucker right here. Now, he did some shit, I guarantee you, he'll probably do 10 years, be out in 3. And Sessions gonna make it hard for people like Benzino, people like myself. You know, that's how that's gonna go. I suggest the young, first of all, you know, that young dude, that coon bond hustler, he need to look at what I'm gonna leave. Bond hustler, whoever you is, if you listening, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for the FBI crime in the U.S. timestamps, and you'll see for yourself what Benzino talking about and what I'm talking about. First thing first, shout out to Ray Benzino, man, for, you know, for going ahead and being 100 with this. You know, he's always been a 100 type dude, you know, which is one of the reasons I fucks with him. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out with that. As for Jeff Sessions and Matthew Ellis, fuck both of y'all. All y'all can kiss my ass. I hope motherfucking brothers up in the joint beat your motherfucking ass, coward ass cracker.